we are browning the mince, okay, in a nice hot pan with the gas up nice and high, okay. Now you face that in there for me, okay. And while we're doing that, you want to season your meat beef with a little bit of salt, okay. And that's the only time you need to put salt in your spaghetti bolognese, right? Because that will make the meat a nice taste, okay. So I think what we can do is we can pause the video at this moment just now, okay, while we let it. And now that the mince is nearly browned, now I've used a good 10 to 13% fat mince, okay. So that might seem a lot, but it gives it the most flavour, right? If you use a 5% one fat, it's rubbish. But what we do at this point here is we drain all this grease out of it, right? But it's still better to use the high greasy one because it means that there's more flavour, right? So we're going to drain all this out into a little cup, get rid of the fat. Now the mince has been drained, so now we're going to concentrate on making our sauce. Right, Ella? You're making the sauce? Right, so we're making the sauce for a bolognese. We're going to put 2 cans of chopped tomatoes into the blender. Because we don't like it lumpy, we like it nice and smooth, the sauce, don't we? Some people like it lumpy, so you don't need to go with the blender here. That's it, good job. So that's our 2 cans, beautiful. And 1 beef stock cube. And what you would open that up and put it into 4 wee bits. So you want to half it and then half it again, okay? Yep, half that. And then half the 2 bits and half again. So we've got 4 quarters. Brilliant. Just whack them in there, right? That's it. And the blender's going to be chopping it all up anyway, right? Mixed herbs, right? Just open the top on that. That's already open, let's see.
Oh.
Right, what I do is pour a wee bit into the lid first, let's see. So we're looking for about 2 teaspoonfuls, a good bit more. These are quite cheap ones. Oh, that's too much, that's why we put it in the lid, we don't put it straight in. Right, stop, let's see. That's plenty, that'll be nice and flavour. Right, so about 2 teaspoons, right into there with that as well, of mixed herb. Beautiful. Put the lid back on that so we don't lose that. Right, we're going to get a teaspoon, out of that drawer over there, and we're going to get some of our easy garlic. You can use normal garlic or garlic paste or garlic salt, sorry. Right, nice and strong here. Right, I want you 3 of them, right, so it's a big heap to one, but you're just putting smaller bits in. Right, and another heap the same as that one you just done there. That's lovely. Right, put the lid back on that, keep that safe, we'll put that back in the fridge. Beautiful. Right, and a tablespoon of tomato puree. Right, now that's not been opened yet, it's a brand new one, so just take the lid off it and I'll show you where you open that. You get it? Right, yep. Oh, you've done this before. Right, and you burst it open using the top of the lid. Let's see. Take your time, that's it. Let me give you a wee hand there. You hold the tube and I'll push down on this, eh? So just like that. Oh, I'm going to need 2 hands here, I think. What I'll do is just put that there and that can look at the delicious sauce that is on the room. There we go, that's it open, right?
Okay.
And squirt it. No, you don't need to put it in, just squirt it in there. So it's about a tablespoon of this stuff in, let's see. A wee bit more. Wee tiny bit more. Beautiful, that'll do is there. Right, and then we want 1/3 of a can of Scottish water. It needs to be Scottish water, right? English water won't do. Okay, so we just get a wee 1/3 of a can, right? And that's just so that it doesn't dry out while we're cooking it. Okay. So we need the lid for the blender. Not that one there, that's a different, it's a grater for the blender. There's the lid there, sorry. I should have been getting that for you. Right, make sure it's all locked in. Obviously blenders can be dangerous, so you just want to make sure they're all in place. Handles there, lids on, right? And you switch it on one and I'll hold it for a wee second. Just leave it on there for about 20 or 30 seconds till it all blends. Right, switch it off. Great job. Right, so we now get our browned mince back onto the heat. Right, let's see. Right, we'll just take the lid off of this. Starting to smell already, smell it? Yep. A wee bit strong to start with because all the ingredients are there. But we pour that in there. And see if you look on all the, see the wee spatulas over there? And we just get every last little bit of that in there. That's fine, it's okay, it's came out anyway. Right, now even poured that in there, look, by accident, so we'll get that out of there, we don't want that in there. Right, we give it a good mix. Right, you give it a good mix for me, just watch don't burn yourself because the pan's still warm. That's it, hold it with one hand, that's fine. We've even poured it over the cooker, look, that's a good thing. A messy kitchen means that you're doing it right. That's it, give it a good mix around. Just stir it. That's it. Beautiful. Starting to look good, that's what it is. Right, and then we're going to let that simmer for about half an hour to 35 minutes on a nice low heat. Right, what we'll do is we'll leave it on the high heat just until it gets good temperature at, and then we'll take the gas off it and just let it simmer for 35 minutes, and then we'll have a beautiful bolognese. It's as simple as that, eh? That was easy, wasn't it? Yep. So once it starts, see it's starting to boil like that, right, just turn the gas down, so see this one over here, just turn that to the right, keep going all the way until that's it, and then we just put the lid on it to stop the moisture escaping, and that's it. We're going to leave it for 35 minutes, right, and while that's cooking we can start thinking about getting our spaghetti pasta ready, get that soft, eh? Right, and while the bolognese is cooking, so as I said that was for about 35 minutes, we can start thinking about getting this pasta. So we'll get our spaghetti and we'll break it in two and put it in the pot. On you go. And that's it. Right, put that in there. Right, you hold that, the video, and I'll get this new packet opened as well, and I'll get a big lump cut in two. And video. And we're going for enough for about 4 people, so we're talking about nearly a full bag, but since we use some of the old bag, 5 people, we'll probably go for them. Eh? Yeah. That's right, 2 boys will be here tonight. Nathan wasn't here. There we go, right. And the thing with pasta, it always looks like it's not a lot to start with, right? But it expands with the water, okay? So you break that in. Beautiful. Right, put it in there. We'll leave the bits on the floor, somebody else can clean that up. Right, now what we're going to do is we've got the kettle boiling, we're going to put hot water in with the pasta and a little bit of salt, right? And a top tip, see if you put a little bit of oil, just a wee tiny tablespoon of oil in while you're cooking it, stops your pasta sticking together. Alright, so we'll be doing that in a second. Right, so we're adding hot water. Obviously it's a very dangerous place at this time, so we'll just take our time and pour it in nice and gentle, okay? Don't rush these things because nobody wants to get burned. So we just cover the pasta in water, right? A full kettle for a big pot like that is plenty, right? And we want a little bit of salt as well. Yep, we'll get a little salt, right? So just a pinch of salt, so that's plenty there, right? And as I spoke about earlier on, we need a little bit of oil, but what we'll do is just let it start boiling first. Just leave that oil just in a wee second until we get our gas on. Right, and we're going to use this little tool here, great little pasta spatula thing, okay, and we're going to put a little movement in here. Let's see the oil over. Right, and we're just going to put a wee teaspoon, or tablespoon, sorry. That's plenty, right, and that just makes the water a wee tiny bit greasy and it stops your pasta sticking together, right, and just mix it around so that grease gets in between all the strands of pasta and then it'll be easier, because sometimes you'll see people taking the pasta out the pot and it's big clumps here, right? But that wee bit of oil is the secret to separating it, okay, and keeping it separate. So same, the sauce has been on for about 10 minutes, isn't it? And that says it's going to go in for about 35. So we're looking about another 20 minutes, right? And that's exactly what the spaghetti will take, about 20 minutes, okay, from scratch. And at that point the two of them will be ready at the same time, and that'll be us. So we'll return to the video once we're going to plate it. We'll do that. Yep. See you soon.